Welcome to the Poisoner's Cabinet. I'm Sinead.
And I'm Nick.
And this is your weekly podcast exploring the lives of the great poisoners, macabre murders and captivating crimes from across the centuries and creating curious cocktails inspired by the tales that we tell. And it's episode 271.
Yes, it is.
It is. And we're in the depths of winter because we're both very cold.
So cold.
We're so cold. We're shivering a lot. I have a cold.
Yes, what fun.
It has become upon us.
I feel that I'm going to get the cold soon.
Yes, probably. I'm going to sneeze on you a lot today.
Delightful.
That's when I come round. It's fun.
Make me ill. Thank you for that.
Yes, that is my aim in life. So that you will suffer as I do.
Nice.
But good. How are you, Nick, otherwise?
I mean, I was okay until then.
Now you live in constant fear.
Now I'm just terrified of being ill.
Okay, well, you should be. Any poisonings this week?
You
Me?
poisoning me, apparently.
It depends if I sneeze on you in your sleep, which I do regularly
Okay.
when I creep in here with the keys. No, I use the keys to get in. I don't just come in here with keys. That would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
But standing over you sneezing is fine. Absolutely not weird at all.
Something to look forward to.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of watching your dear friends sleep and seizing on them just to keep them on their toes, I think it is time for us to thank our delicious Patreon subscribers.
They're a sneezy bunch for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
So we must say this week, thank you very much to the Curious Dreamer.
To the cross-stitch of doom.
to Izzy Naja Larini.
To Charlotte.
And to Lydia May.
Thank you, you sexy
Marvellous.
Patreon subscribers. We had fun on Patreon this week.
We did, I'm sure.
Yes, Nick delved into more crime-solving animals.
Oh, yes, indeed. Some desperately clever parrots.
There were a lot of parrots.
A lot of parrots.
A lot of parrots have a really hard time. Because their ability to speak means they are constantly dragged into criminal cases.
In the evidence, giving evidence in court.
No, after our previous Patreon episode where we talked about crime-solving dogs and crime-fighting dogs, yes, Nick decided to look into more crime-fighting animals.
Yeah.
And it was a riot.
And there were many.
It was brilliant.
Or at least 7.
Yeah, well, it was quite a few. It was lovely, adorable, and dark.
Yes, it was.
If you want to know what the hell we're talking about, please do consider joining us on patreon.com/The Poisoner's Cabinet, where you get extra episodes from us every week. You get behind the scenes content. You get to connect with our wonderful community and chat to people as we do as well. It's a lovely place where you can support the show. It is completely flexible. For but $5 a month, there is a $15 tier as well. If you want to hear the behind the scenes chat that we also do every week that gets increasingly unhinged, Patreon is also available as a gift membership. So if there's someone you know in your life, or if you're listening right now with someone who loves the Poisoner's Cabinet and they're not a Patreon, well, maybe you could sidle over to Patreon and buy them a subscription for Christmas.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Wouldn't that be lovely? Or you can buy it for yourself and then flick V's at them going, ha 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 ha, I have it and you don't. If you want to be that sort of person, we would approve of it. We also have some shout outs this week. Now, we have a few shout outs. If we have missed you out at any point, do feel free to email us, message us on Instagram or Patreon. Just send us a reminder. So we have a shout out from Willfully Lost in the Poison Garden, who would like us to shout out for all the postal workers at this Christmas time. They are a postal worker themselves, postie, as they call themselves. It's a manic part of the year for us, and they listen to the podcast on their round to keep them going. So thank you for being the motivation that keeps the cards and presents delivered.
Aww.
Oh, I think it's you be letter carriers that you call them in America.
Postman, I don't know.
We call them postmen or women.
Oh, women.
Post people.
Posties.
Posties in the UK, thank you for your very, very hard work. And we know podcasts get you through the day. We also have another general shout out from lovely Amy Ricker. Amy's a lovely subscriber, and she wants to shout out for anyone who's having a rough go of things at the moment. Things in the US, where they're based, she says, are dreadful. And she's citing the Orange Overlord for that. There's food assistance being taken away from those in need. It's overwhelming, and it's gotten plenty of people down. Amy says, I got so excited when I got my Patreon shout out, and I feel like anyone who's a bit down would appreciate the group shout out to those who are struggling. Thank you so much, Amy, for that. And yes, anyone who is struggling at this time of year because of all of the dumpster fire that politics is today, I hope you find relief from this podcast and you are taking care of yourselves.
Absolutely.
Shout out from our lovely subscriber on Instagram, Criminal Ant. But their friend Cara actually did a shout out. They share a Cyanide Connoisseurs subscription together and they listen to the show.
Nice.
And Cara was very kind by shouting out, their name is the Radio Chemist, did a shout out for her friend who just graduated university. And Criminal Ant wanted to return the favour because Cara has now got their MSc in environmental studies. So huge congratulations. Cara and her family have had a really rough time this year, and they've still managed to do their degree. They've discovered the Poisonous Cabinet together, one of her best friends, and they are very, very proud of you. Well done, Cara, on your degree, and your friend loves you very, very much.
Hurrah for you.
We sort of
Well
like you
done.
too. Our final shout out is from the delicious Tory, Reinheimer. I think that's how it's pronounced. But they're planning their wedding. And the podcast is the only thing keeping them calm right now because they've got 2 wedding dates because they have a Hindu date and an American date for the
Fancy.
celebrations. And it means there's people going to be in their lives and around, as they were saying, and they are just sort of holding their sanity together. But the podcast is helping that. Planning a wedding, navigating the different people is an absolute minefield, and it is stressful no matter how much you love your family, or even if you don't. It is incredibly stressful. So we're very, very glad that we can be here for you, and also congratulations on the wedding in December.
Congratulations,
It's
indeed.
coming up in December. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy it. Yes, it feels like it's about lots of other people, but it's about you and your partner. Have a wonderful day.
Have a lovely time.
Well, Nick, are you ready
God, I think so.
to drink cocktails and talk about poison?
Yeah, I could do with a drink.
I could too. Or we could drink poison and talk about cocktails.
No, I want a drink.
Drink. Good. We'll go with the first one then. Hooray, hooray, hooray. It is my story this week, and we can't possibly have a story without a cocktail in hand. As you know, dear listeners, every week we choose a secret ingredient that is inspired by the tale that we tell, and it will flavour our cocktail of the week. Now, Nick, this week's secret ingredient is Norway.
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 Okay.
Norway. That lovely, lovely country. And I also have a backup cocktail this week.
Right.
For reasons-
In case my one's terrible.
Yeah, in case this is terrible.
I'll start bringing up a backup just in case.
Yeah, just why not? Yeah, but for reasons that will be reasons,
The reasons are reasons.
and that I will explain. But they will be
Okay.
reasons, and the reasons will be many. So with Norway
Yeah.
as your ingredient, your inspiration, what have you come up with?
We're going to have
Okay.
a Norwegian wood.
Oh, very nice. Beatles song. Very good Beatles song. I don't know what else it's a reference to.
Forests.
Forestry. Lovely, lovely. They line the
Lumberjacking.
fjords. Lovely. It's where the parrots are.
Yes.
Good. We're accomplishing a lot this week. A Norwegian wood sounds
Norwegian wood.
delightfully musical
Yes.
and Norwegian. So I think it is high time for us to hightail into the Poisonous Cabinet kitchen and shake up a storm. So we'll see you in a minute.
We'll see you in a bit.
And we're back.
Hello.
Well, Nick, the
Yes.
Norwegian wood.
Norwegian wood.
Okay, we're trying to do a Norwegian accent there.
No, it's just a random sound.
Oh, random sound. Good, very nice, very good. Okay, it's very brown.
Brown.
It's a brown drink. I have high hopes. I have
Brown
no idea.
drinks
You
are generally good.
pre-made this.
Yeah, because I've been at home all day, so I thought I'd mix it up. So.
Yeah, so I had no clues of the bottles in there. Not that I scuttle around looking for them and everything. Okay, so brown. We like a brown drink. Let's just reach over and get it. Again, past all the equipment. It looks okay, nice. I would say it smells of something, but my nose is blocked, so I have no
it smells
idea.
of something.
It will smell of something.
Definitely
That's to
smells
be
of something.
sure. Is there a smell?
There was a smell.
I can smell nothing.
You might get that looked at.
You think? Okay, well, shall we dive in?
Let's go for it.
Lovely. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Ooh.
Nice. It instantly started clearing my sinuses.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, I am worried that I'm not tasting the full flavour profile because of my nose being blocked.
I mean, that is
It's nice.
very nice.
That's very nice. Very subtle to me.
It's let me say this. It's not subtle.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
It is quite pokey.
Yeah, but immediately it went up the nostrils. I was like, oh, I appreciate that. Okay, let me work on this. Okay, hang on. I can taste that it's spirit forward, but to me it's lovely. Lovely and mellow.
I mean, it is lovely.
It is. It's very nice. I'm worried that I don't know what's in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Bourbon or a whiskey
Nope.
base? Rum?
Nope.
Oh, I'm fucked here. I don't know. My taste buds are gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I actually had to taste something in the kitchen a minute ago to see, is that off? No, it's fine. And I don't know if you should have trusted me on that.
Oh, good.
That's
nice to
for
look forward to.
later's problem. Gin?
Nope.
Why is it brown?
It's got a new thing in there that we've not had before.
Oh, it's got a new thing. Is that the base spirit?
that's
new.
Ish.
Okay.
It's always making it brown, though.
I'm not getting a lot from it, but then I think it's
How
just...
can you... Yeah, you're definitely...
my sinuses are absolutely blocked.
Your taste buds are definitely fucked.
I just guessed at triple sec.
No.
And Benedictine.
No.
Some sort of fucking chartreuse.
Yes.
What? Is there a chartreuse in this?
There is, actually, yes.
It's not green, is it?
There's a little bit of a yellow.
A bit of a yellow. How did I not see that? Oh, that's the key when I have a cold.
There's a bit of a yellow.
A
but
yellow
not
chartreuse.
Much, quite a small amount.
Okay. Because I can feel things happening. I just can't taste them. That's the thing. Yellow chartreuse. What else? Tell me.
So there's red vermouth,
Okay.
which is making it red.
Okay. But that's brown.
And then we have apple brandy.
Oh my god.
So
Okay.
Calvados.
Calvados? Calvados is in this?
Yes.
Oh Christ.
And aquavit.
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 Aquavit. Remind everyone else, because I definitely know what it is.
So it is a Norwegian sort of staple spirit.
Yeah.
So basically it is a grain, usually sort of potato based grain spirit, which is flavoured with lots of botanicals. So it's sort of a Norwegian version of gin, really, but it's heavy.
Vodka, surely.
Well, no, because it's got lots of botanicals and things in.
Yeah.
So it's a vodka. It's a potato base, but it's got lots of...
everything's a vodka, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's got lots of botanicals in, which makes it sort of
Ginny.
But rather than obviously gin is juniper, the overriding one in this is caraway. So caraway, cardamom, those sorts of flavors.
Have we not had this before?
We've had another. We've had one which is a Metzendorf, which is a caraway one, but that's a lot more intensely caraway-ish, and then all those things mixed in random
Mixed together to make a lovely drink.
And yeah.
Sorry, just had to absolutely unblock my sinuses there. I'm just massaging my face
I've got
as
a
you're
big syringe
talking.
in there if that would help.
No, it's either you need to do the clearing out,
Yeah.
the sort of the saline solution clearing out, or I need to hum for 5 minutes.
What I could do is I could just with my big syringe, I could just rinse your sinuses out with
That
cocktail.
would do it.
Just with vodka or something.
So what does that taste like to you?
I don't know how to describe it.
Are you getting flavours?
Oh God, yes.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of flavour going on there. There's a lot of tastes.
I'm not getting any of it.
Yeah, if you're just getting brown water, then
There's a hint of alcohol there, but I'm
yeah,
not getting anything else.
then I think tasting is not your forte at the moment.
No,
'Cause there's
clearly not.
Fuck lot going on in there.
Oh God. Maybe it'll kick in.
The alcohol, yes.
Yes, the alcohol will kick in. My mouth is slightly on fire. I don't know if that's a thing. I'm sorry, I'm taking too much of this right now because I'm like, there must be a flavour in there. Oh dear.
There's definitely flavours.
I can taste the Calvados, or sort of like that. There's a brandy in there. I wouldn't have picked out Calvados, otherwise I would have. And there's some other botanicals behind it, but not a lot else. Not a lot else. Things are developing in my nose.
It's a good one.
Oh, good.
It's a slow sipper.
It's a sipper.
It's not one you're going to knock back.
Okay.
That's a damn tasty drink.
Delicious. Wonderful. Well, we do have a backup as well. Not really a backup, but something that accompanies the story, but I didn't want it to be the whole thing. So we'll come to that in the break. But
Okay.
yeah, so far, so good.
So far, so good.
Well, with the Norwegian wood firmly in hand,
Yes.
you are very happy walking down the road. I don't know where I'm going, but I believe you.
Okay.
I believe you. I'm following you blindly, nose blind, as it were. Would you like a story, Nick?
Yes. Is it about Scandinavian lumberjacks?
No.
Dunno.
But
Dunno,
is
I don't
it,
want
though? But is it?
But is it?
But is it?
You just said no.
Scandinavian. Nice turn of phrase there. Lumberjacks, not so much, but they did love a bit of wood. They
Okay.
did so love wood.
And an axing.
And an axe. Yes, they were known to enjoy an axe. Some of them were even named for an axe. I'm saying them a lot.
Them.
Could I possibly this week be talking about Vikings?
Yes, I think you probably could.
Yes, I could, Nick, and I will, and I shall. Vikings. Okay, so this week I've wanted to do a story about Vikings for a very long time. And they're always good value, at least, a Viking tale. Tales of brave warriors traversing the globe, battling their foes,
Murdering
and each
people horribly.
Murdering people horribly, gulping mead from skulls. That didn't happen.
No,
Yes,
wearing horny helmets.
Horny helmets and other untrue cliches. Absolutely. This is the vision that we have of the Vikings. But what is the real Viking? Who were the real housewives of Norway and Denmark and Iceland? Because that's where they were. Scandinavia at the time of the Viking era.
Yes.
Norway, Denmark, Iceland.
Yes.
Bits of the other bit. Britain obviously got
involved.
involved.
A lot of the England as well.
Got involved. The rest of it was like Holy Roman Empire. Fuck off. That was developing. But yeah, the thing is, most of what we know about the Vikings is taken either from accounts written by Christians.
Yes.
Before they became
who
Christians.
were murdered horribly.
According to them, while writing. According to
I'm currently being murdered horribly.
I mean, I'm not covering Lindisfarne in this. Was the site famously of a Viking raid, and there are accounts of the and there are accounts of the Vikings taken from the monks who were left alive. Who were left watching this from behind in a cupboard somewhere, hiding away. And these bloody accounts of the Vikings and the way that they put into words would be the enduring image of the Vikings for centuries, really. And obviously, history is written by the overall victors, really, in time.
By the people who survive.
The people who survive and into the 12th and 13th century, the rest of the Christians going, oh, well, the way they were, terrible, bloodthirsty, awful, awful people. So it's either written by the people who were battered mercilessly by the Vikings, or they are from the great sagas. So the different sagas that are written about the Vikings, and these sagas are like long poems,
yes.
And they are long, hugely inflated tales of warriors and of people, and there are true accounts in there, but these sagas are the records, but they're also imbued with a lot of folklore and a lot of padding, let's say, and that makes it difficult to do a full episode on one person. You can talk about all the myths and legends in it, but we don't really do myths and legends on this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, we've started to dabble into it.
We started to move into alternative things.
Well, hence this week's episode. Because we go, you know what? There's apparently not enough crime, but there are obviously crimes. But there is enough in the Viking history for a few stories. And that's what you're getting today. A collection of some fun tales, some fun myths that we're going to put to bed, some true stories or questions people have about the Vikings that we will address, and they make for good tales. But all of these are rooted as much as possible in fact that historians and people who have studied this era mercilessly. I was going to say mercilessly. Why?
Mercilessly
studying. Absolutely. Giving that
Furiously
pen and paper.
studied.
Furiously studying. That's what I was trying to go for. Furiously. Dedicated.
Dedicatedly.
Just religiously.
Or just studied.
Just studied. Just studied would have been
You're
fine.
telling it to me. Must add extra words. Must add extra words.
But these are the stories that they've pulled apart and saying, like, there's enough basis in fact, and yes, there's all sorts of stories around it. I'll try to tell you some of them. Famous ones and not so famous ones. Shenanigans are plenty. As ever, if there are other big stories, big characters from the stories, monarchs or figures that you would like us to dive into in full in future episodes or even over on Patreon, do let us know in the comments. If you go, no, lean into all of the folklore, we will consider it. I would like to apologise in advance for my terrible pronunciation of many beautiful Scandi names in this and locations in some cases. I will do my best. It may be my approximation of it, and I'm sorry, I have a cold. That's why. So first, Nick, some Viking facts or myths.
Oh, is there a test?
No, I love to start
a
time. I love to start a time period with a few facts and myths. Okay, Nick, hit me with it. What are the lies you've been spreading about the Vikings for all these years?
I mean, I spread a lot of lies about Vikings.
Yeah, no, famously.
Famously.
You absolutely love to spread mistruths and false news. Fake news, Nick.
Fake
That's
news,
you.
Nick. That's what people call me.
Okay, so
horny hats.
horny hats.
Horny hats.
Yeah.
So that's a big one.
Okay. We'll come to that. What else?
I don't know.
Well, what do you see when you think Viking?
Barbarian, raggedy people.
Raggedy people.
Well, it's all sort of like lots of loin slits like animal skins and running around in berserkery ways.
Okay, good.
And hacking people to death with axes.
Lovely.
Round shields and the big shield wall.
Big shield.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about the Spartans?
No, but the shield wall. They did the shield wall thing.
I
That's
didn't
what Vikings did.
write that down, to be honest.
So you didn't write it down. Doesn't make it not true.
Okay, right, but the horny helmets.
The horny helmets.
You're
that
absolutely
was
leaning into
absolutely
that.
Definitely a thing.
Okay, so that's what you're giving me. If you've got any other facts that you know about the Vikings, you just jump in.
Right.
Or little bits of like.
They landed in Pegwell.
Did they?
That's why there's a big Viking ship down there.
Oh, Pegwell Bay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pegwell is not just a thing you do in the weekend. It's Pegwell Bay is a place in Kent.
Yes.
Down in Thanet.
And they've got a big Viking ship.
Did they though?
Yes,
well, they landed in lots of places in Britain.
That's why they gave. That's why was it the Danish gave them a Viking ship?
Did they?
Yeah. It's massive. It's fucking a massive fucking thing.
I know there's a Viking ship
on the
down there. I don't know if it's had any basis in fact.
Yes, no, I think it was a gift from like Danishness.
Oh, very nice. To say sorry.
To say, look, yes, we invaded. Here's a boat.
We invaded. Here we go. Well, we just want you to know that we absolutely did you.
Yeah.
many years ago.
Over, and here's a boat to prove it.
Okay. Well, you can Google Pegwell Bay if you want to and tell us that fascinating story. Maybe save it for Patreon at some point. Okay. So Vikings are from various places. That's the important thing. And Viking is not a single person. Actually, the definition of Viking.
Not just one.
No, it's not just one guy.
It's Bob the Viking.
Bob the Viking.
He calls himself a Viking, I don't know why.
Yeah. It's this weird term is that not like the English, not like the Irish, not like the Scottish. Vikings are, it refers to seafaring people, explorers. So seafarers, explorers, raiding in some point. That's what the word Viking means. Yes. And they are from all over the place. So yes, Norway, Denmark and Iceland. So it's more the activity.
Yes.
Of the Vikings.
It's a lifestyle choice.
It's a lifestyle choice. So some historians prefer to refer to, rather than the Vikings, the Viking Age. Because there are many of them in there.
Okay.
Now, do you know that the Vikings discovered America?
I did know that.
Did you? You see, didn't say that in the facts section, did you, though? Because it's lies. So what do you know about that?
Well, yeah, yes, they sailed all over the fucking place.
They did. They weren't just confined to Europe, but just doing that little ping, ping, ping between Britain.
They went bloody everywhere. Yeah. Wasn't that up somewhere in Canada or something like that?
They did. So there was this legend that the Vikings sailed and landed in America, and they called it Vineland because it was very resplendent with vines. You could grow grapes there, and they were pissed the entire time. And the legend was that they landed there 400 to 500 years before Columbus did. But then they met the indigenous people and went, oh, fuck no, and left because they were like, get off our land.
Off you go now.
The more likely truth is that they landed in Newfoundland,
yes,
in Canada. That is where Viking settlements have been found. Yes. So evidence of that has been dug up.
Yes, yes, I knew about that one because there was actually they found archaeological things.
Archaeological things in Canada. So they did make it to Canada, but obviously they were pinging all over the place up there.
North America.
Yes, North America. So they were there. But they were there first. The idea of them being barbarians, bloody, rampaging, famous phrase, raping and pillaging, and all of that. That one quote from Lindisfarne was, never before has there been a terror in Britain as it is now by the heathen race. These barbarians poured the blood of saints around the altar and trampled the bodies of the saints in the temple of God like dung in the streets. That's from 793.
How rude.
Common era. This whole idea of them being huge, hulking, crazy, bloodthirsty beasts. Pretty much all historians have said they were no more brutal than everyone else.
Yeah, probably for the time, I imagine not, yeah.
Yeah. This image of them being way more crazy comes from Christian monks who were being battered, who were being invaded, and trying to make them out to be heathens and godless and these awful, awful creatures. They're going to pad it out a lot of how awful it was because they were the losers. And they're writing going, oh, they were so mean. So they have to be something of, the other world about them almost.
Well, they were quite mean.
They were pretty mean, but so was everyone else.
When they were axing people to death.
They were axing people to death, but so were the Britons. So were all the colonists.
The monks weren't.
The monks weren't, no. But neither were the monks in all the places that the fucking Britons fucked up. Or that the Romans did. Or that anyone else in Europe smashing people to shit. Lots of Britons killed a lot of Vikings as well. So, yes, of course they could be bloody, but their savagery is played up, and it will be played up by the people writing the stories. So, but put it into context, not necessarily any more violent than many of the people we've talked about on this podcast. They had a few cool deaths. The old blood eagle, you heard about that?
Oh, that's like the breaking of the ribs and opening up your back and all that sort of nonsense.
And spreading the lungs out while they're still alive and breathing and everything.
Fun.
That apparently originated with the Vikings. That's been disputed that they did that. Maybe they did dress them up a bit. It's all fine. They did apparently. There was one Viking chieftain who fired arrows at a man's head who was being held captive until it exploded.
Nice.
Which is always nice.
That's always good aiming as well.
Good aiming.
That's a lot of arrows getting in a small space.
Exactly. To make it explode.
Yeah, to make it explode.
They did have slaves. They did have slaves. Of course
they
did.
Who didn't?
Who didn't at the time? They did have slaves. They had a great sense of equality. That has also been commented eventually.
Apart from the slaves.
The slaves would be released eventually, but it was the idea that they would be given land and that they were released later on and saying, okay, well, you will be part of our community and you can have land, you can do that, rather than some people taking it as slaves. No, none for you. A little bit more equality, but still slaves. That's all you can say about that, really.
Yes.
They were less shitty with their slaves than some people, but still slaves. The horned helmets, though, the horned hats, not true.
No, that's not true.
Okay, tell me why.
Well, it's quite impractical, I would imagine, for battling situations. And they're going to get in the way. And so you're going to get things caught on them and stuff. And so it's not very, I can imagine not very
caught between trees.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know where it comes from?
I imagine someone once found a hat and a horn and went, oh, look, they go together.
What it was is apparently it first appeared in 1879, a production of Wagner's Ring Cycle.
Oh, there we go.
The costume designer for that production created horned helmets.
Brilliant.
For the Valkyries, for all of that. And everyone was like, yep, okay, we're going to go for it.
Historically accurate there.
Now, apparently there were horned helmets before the Vikings, but it would have been out of fashion for them. They were like, oh no, that's so last century.
That's so last, yeah.
So really a lot of it is down to fucking Wagner and productions of opera and just like them going, oh, the horned helmets, yeah, they definitely wore those. Yeah, as you said, impractical, not so much. Drinking from skulls as well, this idea that they were drinking mead and blood from the skulls of their fallen.
I'm not familiar with that one. And also, but also probably from horns.
Exactly that.
One would be drinking from.
It's exactly that. There was a poem in the 1600s that referred to them drinking from animal horns. It was mistranslated.
Yes.
It was mistranslated into animal skulls, and then that became skulls of their enemies. So suddenly they were drinking from skulls, and it was always that they were drinking from horns. Yeah. I mean, maybe they had a skull or two in their time.
Maybe.
But not as much that
came at parties or something like that.
Did introduce deep sea fishing to the Britons. They were very good at that.
Nice.
So that's nice. You can thank the Vikings for that. And also, they had a big impact on our language, and Danish was the common tongue, but a lot of the words that we use today are from the Viking era.
Yes.
Yeah, and adapted from there. So there you go. So some facts.
There we go.
Some facts about them.
Love a fact.
But if you want to hear about gruesome deaths, quite a nice inventive death that I did find was sort of from the end, getting to the end of the Viking era. This is in around 1000 AD CE, when they're starting to convert to Christianity. Because they did. They did. Yes. Now, Christianity, them and Christians, obviously the Vikings followed the Norse gods. They were pagans. They had many, many gods rather than one true god, because they were like, no, that's silly. But they would adopt Christianity because they had settled in Christian countries.
Yes.
And it made trading a lot easier. It made trading a lot easier. They had plenty of missionaries who turned up in the 700s and the 800s. They got smacked a lot. Just like, go away. But it sort of became this necessary evil. It was described as the Museum of Norway. Christianity became a necessary evil in order to do the trading that they thrived on. They needed to converse and sort of say to people, yeah, definitely, yeah, we're Christian. Yeah, we're Christians.
Fine.
We're Christians. And at first they would just pay lip service to it, but then they eventually ended up being baptized. Also, some have thought that they may have looked at the Holy Roman Empire and gone, ooh, Christian country's doing pretty well.
That's doing pretty nicely. They've got lots of shiny things.
They're very shiny things, very shiny buildings, very shiny tall things. And they go, oh, I could use some of that. Fuck it, we're Christians now. So there we go. Became more attractive. But they adapted it alongside their belief in the pagan gods, as Christians would refer to them. They continue to believe in Odin and sort of pay homage to him. But yeah, they said, we can have two.
Well,
we
check
can
with the
have
big
two.
beard. Same thing.
Yeah, exactly. We can be baptized, but we definitely still believe in that. But there was a famous clash involving a lovely, gruesome death that was particularly winning. Raud the Strong. Excuse me if that is completely wrong, but he was a fierce warrior and a chieftain and had a big, very big boat. Very long boat. Long it was. It was the envy of everyone. It was called the Serpent.
Nice.
Yes. And the King of Norway, Olaf, he was all about the Christianity. He was 100% for it. We're going to be Christians and I want people baptized. I want them fully on board with it. Converting people right, left and centre. And if you didn't convert, tortured and death.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of that. So this is between 995 and 100 CE, where anyone who didn't agree was killed. And he comes and he meets Raud. He meets this chieftain. And he chases him in his boat, but Raud's boat is so strong, it's so swift, this long boat, that it's cutting through. And he goes later, apparently he's like, I like the design of that. We shall definitely use that in the future. But Olaf chases him, and he can't catch him. But then he makes dock one night and goes to sleep. And then Olaf, under cover of darkness, we sail up, and I got you, and drags him out. There's very little information about how he managed to get this warrior and chieftain, but he totally did. So he drags him from his bed and tells him he has to convert, and all of his followers have to convert, but he is the first one. And Raud is tied to a piece of wood, but he mocks Olaf, no, and he throws insults at him, like, oh, you're God, blah, blah, blah. So he is tied to this piece of wood. Olaf says, open his mouth and put a snake into his mouth. Nasty snake, no doubt. Not a nice docile grass snake. Nasty snake. So they do. They tie him out and they put this wooden pin to prop open his mouth.
Nice.
Which is not pleasant anyway. And they bring the snake. Snake doesn't want to go in.
No, I imagine not.
The snake's not keen.
No.
Not keen. So they get a drinking horn and they force that into Raud's mouth. They put the snake into the horn and then they use a red hot iron at the other opening to scare the snake.
Funnel him in.
And apparently the snake does dive into his mouth, dives down his throat. And it's not a nice snake because it ends up gnawing its way out of his body.
It's going to want to get out somehow.
It is going to want to get out, and it relentlessly gnaws through, and he is dead from snake death.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an inventive death we've not heard before.
No, I've not come across that one. No, this is true.
Yes. And then Olaf takes all of his stuff, says to his remaining men, going, do you want to be Christians or be killed? And they go, Christians, please.
Christians, please.
And then he jumps on the boat.
Snake death or Christian?
Snakes or Christians. Snakes or Christians. And he sails off with all of his shit. So there you go. So that's a nice, gruesome Viking-y death.
Delightful.
Indeed. While people will sort of contest and go, oh, were
all
they
out
really
of
that
boat
bloodthirsty?
jealousy.
All out of, but he was very jealous of his boat. Yeah, boat envy is a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Is a real thing. So yeah, start off with a good death. So now I'm going to tell you a story about one of their discovery, their little voyages.
Yes.
Places they went. The Vikings, okay, in this story, Vikings, Iceland. Iceland does what it says on the tin. It's packed with ice.
It's quite chilly.
It is quite chilly. It is from the long-standing Nordic tradition of naming places exactly how they looked.
Yeah, it's icy.
It's icy. Norway means north and way. That way. North. There you go. And it very much is. It very much is
Can't argue
north.
with that.
Yeah. Denmark means mouth of the river because it was on the river.
It's on the river.
Yeah, there you go. And Iceland, well, you can guess.
Yes.
It means sexy place. But one famous Viking who is born on Iceland decides he needs to do some exploring from there. We have Eric the Red.
Nice.
Eric the Red is a character who's named a lot and mentioned in tall tales and stories, but he had lovely red hair. He had lovely red hair. It's either that he was named Red for his fiery temper or that he had lovely, lovely ginger locks.
Well, either one
is
very
nice. Either one. But his fiery temper got him and his father into a lot of trouble. He comes from a long line of troublemakers. His father was exiled from Norway for manslaughter. And that's how they ended up on Iceland. So his father took his son and went, well, fuck you. I'm going to go to Iceland. This is much nicer than Norway.
Much
and everyone's going, oh my God, okay, fine. But he was getting through okay. It was all going well until he reaches adulthood and Eric's slaves, because they had slaves, had been working on his farm in Norway and accidentally caused a landslide.
Okay.
that destroyed his neighbour's house.
Nice.
Not sure how that happened.
That's a lot of accidental digging.
To necessitate a landslide.
Yes.
It is. You've got volcanoes and mountains
Yes,
in
I
Iceland.
accidentally tunneled through a mountain.
No, and you're sort of looking around going, it's quite flat. A lot of the, okay, fine, all right. And crush the neighbour's house. The neighbour's down there going, what the fuck, Eric? What the fuck? Not sure how it's happened, but Eric's neighbour's relative of the neighbour, who was known as Adolf the Foul.
Oh, he's like a barrel of laughs.
Does not sound like a calm,
No,
nice
indeed.
person. So the Foul, he went and he killed Eric's slaves. He said, well, you buried my friend's house. I kill you, I stab you up a lot. And then, in retaliation, Eric went, well, I'll kill you and all the other people around there. And he killed the foul man. And everyone's like, you have to stop killing people. Right, you're exiled now as well. It's like, my dad got exiled from Norway. I'm exiled from Iceland. There's not a lot else around. So he's like, fine, I'll go exploring. It's basically what we do. So he goes off exploring with some people. He first ends up on one of the settlements around Iceland, one of the islands around it, and he gets into trouble with those people, and he's exiled from there as well. And he's like, "Oh God, for God's sake!"
At some point, you realise it might be me.
I'm the problem.
One exile, you can go, that's their problem. 2 exiles, it's like, third exile, it's like, am I the problem?
I think I may be the problem here. No, they just don't understand me and my collection of swords. No. So Eric has no choice but to go exploring again, huffing the whole time. And then he ends up landing on this stretch of land. Very nice, very promising. He's like, okay, there's not a lot of people around here. There's some people. Hello, you go away now. But this seems promising. Okay, no one's exiling me within the first 5 minutes. I'm quite happy. No settlements, which means I can run this joint. I can do a lot of settlements and I can name them after me. It's wonderful. Now, there were people there going, hello, we've been living here, but you don't have a lot of big settlements. But they explain what the name of the place is, and they call it, and it is, I'm going to have to pronounce this, Kulalit Nunat.
Okay.
Kulalit Nunat. That is the land of the Kalalit.
Okay.
So of the people.
Of the people.
So they land, and they go, okay, well, this place seems great. This place is lovely. And so Eric and his band of merry men, they spend 3 years exploring this island and marking out good locations to build new settlements. But they're a small bunch. And the settlements that they've named after Eric himself, and he's very proud. But, unless we can get more people on this and more of my people, they can see how wonderful it is, really, is what we assume he is thinking in his head. But he's never going to turn these envisaged settlements into a reality. He needs to convince people to risk the seas and venture across to this new land. Just the name is a problem, really. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
That is true, yes.
No, not off the Old Norse tongue as well.
Yeah, it's not overly enticing.
Yeah, they wouldn't understand, so he needs to have something with a bit more punch. He needs to get the marketing
It's all about
team.
the branding. It's all about
exactly.
the branding.
Something's going to get the point across. So he resorts to marketing, or in other words, lying.
That's mainly what marketing is.
After 3 years of exile, Eric returns to Iceland with a boatload of promises. Coming, going, no, I have a new place for you all.
'Tis the promised land. That's what it's called. The promised land.
What's it called? This very specific land. Ah, you're gonna love it. It's Greenland.
So green and fertile and luscious it is.
Greenland.
Jungles for miles and
must be covered in grass. It must be much less cold than Iceland.
Absolutely.
Surely. He's going
idyllic.
Yep.
Forests and animals and wildebeest as far as the eye can see.
Parrots are plenty. There's so many parrots. You will not be able to move for the amount of sunshine and vitamin D you're going to get. I mean, you'll get vitamin D for a very specific amount of time. You know what? Just come with me. Get on the boat. Get on the boat, everybody, to Greenland. Yep. Not at all the icy country that he had actually landed in. So many people piled onto the boats, sunglasses on, suntan lotion all over them, in their Bermuda shorts. Someone's wearing a bikini already, all ready to set off for this promised land of Greenland. But of course, when they land on it, they find it is even icier and colder and worse than Iceland. Yet still, people make settlements. The Inuits there are going,
you're
still,
there now, aren't
what
you?
the fuck?
So,
What are you...
Like, oh, fuck, I made it. I'm coming all this way. So
Yeah, and the Inuits are like, oh, well, okay, well, screw it. We're a bit lonely. Okay, please don't kill us.
it's nice to have a friend.
He had conned them. Greenland is called sometimes the greatest con by the Vikings. And it got misconstrued over the years that the Vikings would swap the names around. There was one story that I heard, I couldn't substantiate it, but that the Vikings swapped the names of Greenland and Iceland around because Iceland does have very green areas.
Yes,
it's very nice.
Yes.
Whereas Greenland, ice, it's a block
Mainly
of ice.
rock and ice. Mainly.
And they switched the names to confuse people. But it was considered that maybe Eric had done this to get more settlers to come over, going, Iceland too wouldn't have been that compelling. So yes. Well, we've had some tales of myths and legends, but we now have some tales of terrible kings and a very good queen.
Okay.
But I think that might be time for a drink.
Oh, definitely time for a drink.
Nick, we have our drinks.
We do.
We do have a second drink.
Yes, I'm intrigued.
Now, I have made a second drink
You have.
because of the two stories that I've got left. One of them was suggested by our dear new friends from Villains Rum up in
Nice.
York. And they very kindly had sent us some samples before, but they had sent us a lovely, lovely batch of a specific rum that was inspired by a Viking queen, who I will tell the story of. But they have done a variant, and they did send us the ingredients and the recipe in a beautiful, beautiful scroll, which I shall rustle here.
Yes, we made their one with Dick Whittington, I think. We made one of their cocktails.
They made us a Dick Whittington one, and they also sent us a new one called the Queen's Painkiller.
Oh.
Now, the painkiller, I think we've had
Yes.
penicillin or painkiller,
No,
and I can't...
the painkiller is an existing cocktail.
Yeah, do you know what it is?
No, off the top of my head, no.
No.
Is it a whiskey one?
Well, you'll have to see. But this here is made... I mean, it's giving away what their main ingredient is.
Well, I'm assuming it's rum of some variety.
There's some rum in there, but I have whipped it up as best I could. And good luck with what I've done. Let's dive in.
It's frothy.
Frothy.
It's got a white scum floating on it.
Or loveliness floating on it. See what you think. Merry
Okay,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a bit of me. I like that. I like that a lot. That's my kind of drink.
It is, yes. It's a very sort of tropically sort of...
It's a very tropically fun drink.
Yes, there's coconut in there.
There is some coconut cream.
Coconut cream.
There is specific coconut cream that
Pineapple?
they sent us. There is some pineapple.
Pineapple.
Sorry. There is some pineapple. Now, yes. Carry on.
I'm assuming rum,
Mm-hmm.
as a scum from Villains Rum.
Mm.
I mean, what else? I'm not sure.
So the recipe is the Villains honey rum.
Honey rum.
So it's a honey rum, which is very nice. The recipe calls for pineapple, orange juice, and lime. So a nice spritz of lime in there,
Yep.
and the coconut cream.
Yep.
So you mix it all together. Now, I couldn't find separate pineapple, but I found a bottle of tropical juice drink.
Have you gone with bongo or something like that?
If I had found Umbongo, I would have been putting that in there and then having a carton to myself. No, it's a tropical drink that had pineapple and the orange juice in it.
And many other things.
It also had apple and mango in there as well. But I think it works.
I know, no, it's a if you like a tropical sort of tiki sort of thing, then absolutely.
It's exactly that tiki kind of drink. You shake it up and then you pour it over. It says crushed ice. You can put it into a tiki mug.
Yep.
And crushed ice. But it's lovely. It's refreshing and nice with rum. You can't argue with that.
No, absolutely.
And not too much. It's not got actual cream in it. It's just got the coconut cream to give it the
Yeah.
flavour. So now you have a choice of two drinks.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily match,
not entirely mixy, I would say.
but they're there.
But they're there.
That's the most important thing. So while you're Googling painkillers, I thought before we got to a story of our queen,
Yes.
is a story of an English king
Okay.
and those pesky, pesky Vikings of how he showed them a thing or two.
Did he?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, are you sort of hinting at grasping at who we might be talking about here?
Yeah, well, no, there's a few English kings who didn't come off that well.
Yes.
After encounterings with various Vikings who came along.
Not really. And this one in particular, I'm going to ask you not to say what his moniker was.
Okay.
If you know what I say. And really, if I say it out loud to most English people, you'll understand it. But we'll save it to the end for the people who've never heard of him.
Yeah.
Ethelred You're nodding.
The entirely organised.
Absolutely organised. Well, that is the foundation of his name. Means Ethelred means well advised. English king. And he was a king just about half a generation before Eric the Red was born, who we talked about. He was very good at listening to people, and his name is well advised. But he had suffered a devastating defeat to the Danish on English soil. And so the English court was in a bit of a pickle. Bit of a pickle. They'd lost a substantial portion of their army, as well as some crucial military leaders in the previous battles. And now the Danes are essentially free to Viking away and pillage away across the country. So they're going, well, what do we do? What happens? So Ethelred sits down with the leaders of the Danish fleet. Let's have a negotiation. Let's talk it out.
Let's talk it through.
Let's talk it out. We are coming to this with not a lot to bargain with, but let's talk at least. They came to an uneasy agreement.
Okay.
They agreed. The Danes could settle in England. Some of them, sure. The rest of them would leave. They would go away. Not all of you. Not all. Some of you.
Just a few of you.
Yeah, and that's fine. Okay, we'll go away, but just for the very small fee of £22,000 of gold and silver. Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely fine.
It's fine.
Well, it's okay because the country's paying us a lot in crops and labour. Not so much. You know what? I have some. It's okay. We can do that because we really don't like all the killing. That's fine. So Ethelred pays up, and the Danes go, okay, fine. Bye. We'll leave a few here to settle, and everything will be fine. Trouble is, a couple of years later, the Danes go, hello. We really enjoyed pillaging and plundering through your country. We'd like to do it again. We're going to do it again. And they do, and they work their way along the coast. They work their way through Pegwell Bay, clearly, causing all sorts of havoc. And Ethelred is trying to fight back. He orders the execution of the Danish settlers who were there in the first place as punishment. Well, we'll kill these people. They're like, well, we've got a lot more.
You've got a lot more. Who's now pissed off you just killed their auntie.
Very much so. There was a smaller number of you, but more of you have come over, so we thought we'd really, really stoke the fire. The Danish fleet kept coming. They raided through England and South Wales, and they headed to Normandy before coming back and raiding England all over again. It's been such fun. They keep doing it. Ethelred sits down, second time, with the leaders of the Danish fleet. Knackered. Absolutely so tired. So tired. Country's been raided every 6 seconds. And he goes, okay, you'll go. Some of your people stay here. That's absolutely fine. The Danes go, this time we want £24,000 of gold and silver to leave England alone. And Ethelred's, but I paid you once. Yes. I've already paid you. Going, yeah, but that was just kind of a tribute that you paid us for the misunderstanding that we're really way better than you. So now this one, though, if you pay us, that's for real.
Yeah.
Absolutely for real. We take you at your word. Pay us, we'll leave you alone. Good. Promise? Pinky promise? Absolutely. Ethelred pays up. The Danes leave. But something about the whole situation didn't sit right with the English king. He's sitting on his throne, stewing, until he decides he's going to get his own back on the Danes. Okay. You can imagine this several days later when the boats have long since left, him getting up.
Now I'm going to get my revenge. Now you've all gone.
Just standing up. Actually, you know what? And another thing. No one's there. He orders the massacre of any Danish person still living in England, whoever was left, after he'd killed a lot of the first ones. I was like, but still, why? And one of the people killed in the mass slaughter just so happens to be the Danish king's sister. Like, well, we didn't like you killing our own people, but now you've really pissed us off. Oh, shit. The Danes show up on English soil in force, and they made sure to do more than plundering and raiding. They absolutely decimated the country before Ethelred going, hi. Third time lucky? Okay. Ethelred against Sweyn, who is the king against king. So you have the two kings sitting down, mano a mano. Ethelred rose to the challenge, and Sweyn, the king of the Vikings, said, I will leave you alone for the very reasonable fee of £36,000 of gold and silver. Before Ethelred could even answer, the king assures that him and his army will be back. You have killed my sister. I am honour bound to retaliate. So this £36,000 is only going to buy you 2 years of peace. That's it. You can pay this money and there's 2 years of peace, but we will be back.
Yeah. Well, at least he's upfront about it. So.
He is upfront. But Ethelred decides to take the deal.
Okay.
Peace is better than...
For 2 years, I suppose, is better than nothing.
Yeah, well, he will spend that time planning, I'm sure. And the Vikings did leave for 2 years, and the Danes came back and attacked England once again, annihilated.
I mean, had he used that 2 years to build up the military, get a good army going, or anything like that? Build some defences, maybe a wall.
There was an English army. They were sort of, I can only assume, armed with forks and spoons.
Yes.
Just going, but we're English. Well, fuck you. Knocked down. Ethelred ends up running away to France. And then the Danish king comes along and crowns himself the king of England and Denmark. And Ethelred goes down in history not as the well-advised, but the name that he is forever known as, Ethelred the Unready.
The Unready, indeed.
The Unready, as he was proven to be. The Unready is a nice way of putting it.
It really is, because it's not as if he was like caught unawares. He had 2 years to prep. The Ethelred that did fuck all might be more appropriate. Ethelred the Stupid.
Well, Ethelred the Stupid, I always feel. He thought he could talk his way out of it, and all he did was hand over money to say, stop killing us, and going, well, we'll be back.
Just stupid.
Until he eventually just goes, fuck it, and runs away. Which is what you want from a king.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But finally, we're going to end with a tale of a Viking woman.
Nice.
A woman. Badass women through history. We love them. And inspired by our dear friends at the Villain's Rum, we have the story of one woman in the Viking era. So women in the Viking era, a lot of people asking, like, what was the role? What was the role? Did they have big warriors? What was it? What was the kind of the status for them? Women would go along with the raids. There were warriors, but it was more that they were in charge of running the settlements. They were in charge of running the farms. But they were very much in charge of the home. It's a patriarchal society. It is a patriarchal system. There's no glossing that up and getting around it. While there would be fearsome women, and as proved here, you have women who can have power and exert it. Yes, it is still a patriarchal system. So it's the women running the home, but they're very much in charge when they get back, and the guys can't push them around. But we're told about one Viking queen called the Mother to Kings, and possible witch and sorcerer who definitely wasn't. Because that's what history would have it. We have the story of Gunhildr. She is Gunhildr Gormsdottir, so daughter of Gorm.
Yes.
So she is the daughter of Gorm the Old, who was a Danish king, and not much is known about her childhood, except that she will become the wife of Eric Bloodaxe.
Nice.
Always a good name.
Good name.
Yes. People go, he's Bloodaxe, he's fine, whatever. Now, how they met is a fun series of stories, and her past is, again, very much contested. Some have it that she is the daughter of a king. Others have it that she's the daughter of a noble.
Okay.
But one version is that she was simply introduced to Eric by her father at a perfectly acceptable meeting, political union, very good idea, you marry him, lovely. Everyone is fine. The wilder tale is that she travelled to Finland after her father's death, and she ends up living in a small shack, some people would have it, or a small house, with 2 wizards.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Also liking some 2 wizards shacked up together in the middle of Finland.
It is two wizards now. She's either captive, she's either been caught, or she was there as part of a bargain, that she wanted to learn their magic in exchange for some favours she would grant them. Now, this is obviously a story that has been changed over the years. The fun version is that she shacked up with them and did whatever she wanted by her own choice to learn the dark magic. But this whole idea of Gunhildr being a witch and having sorcery is very misogynistic over the years in history, as in like a woman with power, any woman must be dabbling in the dark arts and must be using her sexuality to gain. It's quite possible that she had been kidnapped by these 2 people and was being used as a sex slave. And then they were like, oh, they were wizards, and it was all her fault.
Are there two gay wizards in a log cabin?
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, they were having a grand old time.
Aww.
Yeah.
Nice of things. She was sweeping and cleaning, but she was so sick of their bickering. So what happens...
Having to make mimosas at 11 o'clock every morning.
So she's shacked up with these two wizards in this version of the story. And she has been learning their magic. But then she crosses paths with Eric Bloodaxe. And they are smitten. She is a very beautiful woman. It was told, her beauty absolutely beguiled men. And he is besotted with her, and she warns that these two powerful men are wizards, and if he tries to take her, they will use their magic to kill him. So she has him lie in wait until darkness, and when the wizards are asleep, and she bounds them and gags them with a big sack, puts a sack on their head, and they're like, oh, wow, okay, things are hurting up. I love it. But then Eric runs in and kills them.
Yeah.
And stabs them a lot.
That's less good.
Yeah. So she is free. They sail off to Norway. They are wed. They have many, many children, including future kings. The pair would be at the centre of various stories of battles and bloodshed. And it's easy, as I said, to make her out, as it would be done through history, to be a Lady Macbeth figure. That because she probably did wield power, she was front and centre and she was smart, people wanted to make her out that she was manipulating her husband and that she was using dark magic to get her way and to get rid of her enemies. If any man came a cropper during their battles, if any of her enemies, who was a man, died on the battlefield, it was because she cursed them rather than everyone had been better. She was regarded as and written about as being powerful but manipulative, cunning, such a lovely word for girls, and using her feminine wiles to get what she wanted. But aren't all women written in that way? So Eric's father died, naming him his heir. But Gunhilda's son was the next in line. He named Gunhilda's son the next in line, and he already has other sons. Okay. So Eric's brothers, none of them get to be mentioned in line, and that would again start rumours that she had manipulated people, that she had done all of these things. There were tales that she'd poisoned her husband's half-brother with the help of a witch. She'd asked a witch to brew a potion that he drank so Eric would have more land and he would have more claim. Eric would eventually claim lots of land, including York in England. He was over there. It was very nice. But one of the biggest beefs was with a man named Egil Skalarg Misson.
Okay.
I think that's right. He was a berserker. He was a farmer. He was a poet. He was of the famous saga. A famous saga was written about him. And the trio are constantly clashing, Eric, Gunhilda, and Egil. Apparently, Egil was at a feast hosted by Gunhilda and Eric, and he insulted the hosts by claiming that the beer they served could not match his thirst.
No.
Oh, no. Gunhilda apparently retaliated by mixing together a poison to kill him. But he realised what was happening, and he was said to wield his own magic. He made a spell against them by cutting runes into his drinking horn and smearing his blood on it.
Okay.
That's a weird energy for anyone who's sitting next to him.
Yeah, it's not thing to do at a party, but okay.
Yeah, everyone's going, looks at me, throws away mead. Like, okay, no. After he'd done this to protect himself, he then killed their overlooker, who I assume was a man who was looking over his shoulder the whole time, going, drink the poison, go on. And he made his escape. He evaded Gunhilda's vengeance often, and she was infuriated at his insult and his trickery. At one point, he apparently created this special curse, which was this, I think it's called a knithing pole, where you get a pole and you either put a horse's head on it or a horse's hide, and you sort of turn it in various areas and direct your curse to the winds or to the direction of where your enemies are. He apparently cursed the couple, saying, here I set up a curse pole. This curse I turn on King Eric and Queen Gunhilda. This curse I turn also on the guardian spirits who dwell on this land, and may they all wander astray, nor reach, nor find their homes till they have driven out the land, King Eric and Gunhilda.
Okay.
So it does this whole big cursey thing. And there would be battles that they would sort of fight over the years. Eventually, Egil would be shipwrecked off the coast of Northumbria, where Eric has done very well, and he is king. Gunhilda is there, and he comes to Eric on his knees, begging to be spared. And Gunhilda is like, nah, I remember how you insulted my beer. I'm not really your biggest fan, so you're going to be killed.
Fair.
He would be killed the next morning, but he was left in prison. And some tales have it that he was given this option, but others have it that he just spent the night in prison as a poet, writing the greatest, longest poem praising King Eric known to man. That he had just spent all night doing this huge performance, and then he performed it in front of the king, and the king was convinced.
Oh, wow.
Said, let him go. And this is a time where you're going to make a lot of noise and a lot of keening and a lot of sound and play. And Gunhilda was said to be spitting feathers the whole time, literally, because one rumour was that she turned herself into a bird during the night, knowing that he was writing this poem, and she tried to distract him by twittering all night.
Okay. Yeah.
When Eric eventually died, Gunhild would flee to the Orkney Islands and then later Denmark, rallying support for her sons and battling the ruling king, Hakon. He died in battle from an arrow to the shoulder. Many people whispered that she had cursed the arrow, because how could a king die from an arrow
absolutely.
in the middle of a battlefield? It must have been her.
Surely not.
She returned to Norway triumphant, as her son Harald was named King of Norway, and she was proclaimed Mother of Kings. In her later life, she would remain a key figure in court. She took a young lover who was a bold chieftain from Iceland. He was her lover. He was much younger than her, and she did the heinous thing of kissing him in public.
Scandalous.
And apparently she cursed him to ruin his marriage when he went back to Iceland without her, and cursed him with priapism.
Yes. Lots of erections.
Lots of erections. Constantly having an erection, and his wife was appalled at this and left him. It's like, okay. Ultimately, her son was overthrown, and he was killed in Denmark, and she was killed around 977, it is believed, on the orders of the then king of the new king, and her body was thrown into a bog, it was said. Now, many people probably think she was thrown into a bog because in 1835 in Jutland, there was a bog body that was dug up, and it was mistakenly identified as the Queen's body. Turned out to be someone much older, way old, about 300 years older. But still, at the time, the King of Denmark had the body placed in a royal sarcophagus because he thought it was,
the Queen,
the body of a fallen queen. So there you go.
No.
There is a story of our badass woman from Viking history, Gunhilda.
Big old witch.
Big old witch. Why not lean into it? And also some Viking-y stories through history.
Lovely. A lovely bit of Viking murdering and shenanigans.
We do enjoy the Vikings.
Do enjoy some rampaging.
Yes. What do you think?
No, very good. But, I must admit, it's not an area I'm particularly familiar with.
Yeah.
The Viking things. But no, very good.
It's an area where you're taught about it a bit in history. Going,
yes, but you remember the sort of only bits I was taught about at school is the old sort of like King Harold.
Yeah.
Sort of when King Canute came down and all that sort of thing, and that sort of Viking bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. What do you remember of that?
But anything other than that? No, not really.
It's very sparse kind of information going, oh, the Vikings came over. They did well. But
they did really well out of things.
Yeah.
I must watch that documentary, The Vikings, on Netflix and find out.
Many of the people I mentioned do appear in that series. Yeah. I've not seen it.
No, neither have I.
But I'll dive into it.
Yes, no, to investigate.
Well, what do you think, people? What do you think of the story of our various Vikings through history, the Viking era, all of the different tales? Do you know more stories of the Vikings? Do you know more stories of any of the characters we mentioned? Or should we be delving into the history of other famous figures from this time? Tell us what you think. Jump on the comments of this episode. Share your thoughts, your feelings, your musings. But most importantly, mix up a couple of drinks.
Norwegian wood has gone down a treat. Well, I say, I've become less enamoured with it as I've gone through.
I couldn't taste it.
So, I want to say it started off well, but as I've gone through, I've gone, do I really like...
Well, I don't know. That makes me think, was it me? Or was it... It was fine. It wasn't world-beating. You made me a red hook when I came in, and I tasted that fine.
Yeah, no, there's definitely flavours in there. So, I mean, I wouldn't go out and buy a bottle of Aquavit just for this.
Show off to your friends.
if you really fancy, then go for it.
You could.
But yes, it's okay.
It's alright.
It's alright. Go and have a red hook.
Yeah, it's always a red hook if you're going to do that.
Yeah, so go and have that. Oh, what was your one called again?
The Queen's Painkiller from Villain's Rum.
I mean, absolutely, that works very nicely.
That was lovely.
Yeah, if you like a tiki drink with some coconut and stuff like that, then crack on with that.
You could skip.
It's basically a painkiller with some lime juice.
Yes. You could skip the coconut if you wanted to. The coconut adds something for
sure. Oh, definitely. You need the coconut.
Don't use coconut water, people. Don't.
Oh,
that does not work. Don't. I really enjoyed it.
No.
I'll be putting that back.
Excellent.
Thank you to everyone who has been able to listen to this episode as my nose became increasingly blocked and my voice changed through this. I'm going to go and do some sort of steam inhalation.
Yes.
Do join us on Patreon if you haven't already. Tell your friends about the Poisoner's Cabinet. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast. And do consider a Patreon subscription for someone if they love this show more than their limbs. Thanks for listening, guys. We have been the people inside the Poisoner's Cabinet. We will see you next week. And remember, your loved ones are trying to kill you.
Bye.